Okay, so today I am going to talk you through my Because We Can Readathon TBR, and I'm also going to tell you about some of my reading plans for April. So let's start with the Because We Can Readathon and we can do the rest after that. For those of you that don't know, the Because We Can Readathon is a really fun one-week readathon that has taken place twice now, and this is the third round. Each round has a different theme, and this theme is Disney. So all of the prompts are based around something to do with Disney movies. Because We Can Readathon have two different challenge aspects. So there are the reading challenges and there are the creative challenges. The creative challenges are not necessarily having to do with making videos. They are open-ended so that if you are a book Twitterer, a bookstagrammer, a book TikToker, or anything like that, you can do the creative challenges as well. For all of the information about this round of the Because We Can Readathon and the Because We Can Readathon in general, go to the Because We Can Readathon YouTube channel, which I will link in the description below and in the eye. It's a lot of fun. I've taken part in every one of the Because We Can Readathons so far and I've really enjoyed them. I will be doing, if not all, then most of the creative challenges, and I'll be doing them as YouTube videos, so keep an eye on my channel for those. This readathon is hosted by Kat from Stars and Embers, Jenna from Just a Little Bit Random, and Kat from Brews and Reviews. Like I said, this readathon is really fun, so I do definitely recommend that you go and check out the channel. Also recommend that you go and check out all of the three hosts' YouTube channels. They are not only fantastic content creators but are really lovely human beings as well, so I highly recommend that you go and check out their channels. So today I'm going to talk to you about my TBR, so what books I'll be reading and how they fit the challenges. So as I've done in previous Because We Can Readathon TBRs, I'm going to talk you through all of the prompts first, then I will tell you which books I will read to meet which prompt, and yeah, we'll go from there. I have my phone here with all of that information on it. So, like I said, the theme this time is Disney. So all of the reading prompts and the creative challenges are based around Disney movies. So all of the reading prompts are based around different themes or content that is often featured in Disney films. The first challenge is to read a Disney retelling. Sorry, the first challenge is to read a retelling of a Disney film. I get confused with that because a lot of Disney films are retellings of mythology or something anyway, but yes, so it is to read a retelling of a Disney film. The second challenge is to read something that features royalty. The third challenge is to read something that focuses on family. The fourth challenge is to read a book based on mythology. Next up we have the chosen one trope, so a book that features that trope fairly heavily. A book that features a pet or a familiar is the next prompt. And the last prompt is to read a book that features a strong villain. So those are all the prompts. There is a group book that you can read as a bonus book or that you can use to meet some of the prompts. So like many other readathons, you can double up, triple up, quadruple up to have one or as many books as you want to meet as many of the challenges you want. So I'm actually going to go with the group book, which is Reflections by Elizabeth Lim. This is a retelling of the Mulan movie, and it is imagining that Mulan had to go to the underworld to rescue someone. I actually can't remember who, but that is the idea behind that book. It is based on the Chinese, I believe, mythology of their underworld, so that'll be really interesting. That's not something that I really know anything about, so I'm excited to learn a little bit through that book. So now I'll talk you through the two books that I will be reading, because I'm going to be doubling up a lot throughout this week, and how they fit the challenges. So like I said, I'll be reading Reflections by Elizabeth Lim. That is the group book, but it does meet several of the challenges. So it is a Disney film retelling, so it fits that one there. Is based on, like I said, Chinese mythology, so it fits that prompt as well. I'm not 100% sure whether it will feature or how heavily it will feature a pet feature a pet or a familiar, but most Disney movies have an animal companion of some description. So I have no doubt that there will be an animal companion featured in this retelling of a Disney movie. So I'm pretty sure that Reflection will count for that one as well. Features a strong villain. We will have the sort of king or guardian of the underworld. I can't remember. I did actually watch an announcement video which talks about all these different aspects of the book, and also Kat from Stars and Embers TBR video which also talks about it, but my brain is just not remembering these facts at the moment. Anyway, but yes, it will feature a strong villain because it will be the king, god, guardian, or whatever he might be of the underworld. So that is how Reflection is going to meet quite a few challenges. It meets 4 challenges, and actually it also should be able to meet focus on family, because the reason why in the movie Mulan went off to war was to prevent her father from having to go off to war himself because he was an older man, he had some injuries. No, actually that's not true. I think how it works is that in the Disney movie retelling he was injured, but in the original he was dead. But anyway, either way, she goes off to war to save her father from having to do so. So that will fit there. So Reflections is doing a lot of heavy lifting for this readathon. The next book on my TBR will meet the other 2 prompts for that readathon, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm really excited about my April reading plans because they feature Sarah J. Maas quite heavily, which I have been meaning to get back to her since I read Crescent City at the beginning of this year, and as you know, I absolutely loved it, so I'm really excited to read this one. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. I know that there is a read-along called the Tog-along happening. I'm not 100% sure who the hosts of that read-along are, can't quite remember, but I'll put them in the description below, so you should go and check that out as well. I'm pretty sure they're a bit further ahead than this. Perhaps I will catch up, who knows. And it will meet the prompt to feature royalty because Selena, I believe is how you say the character's name, is forced to, it says on the back, to fight in the prince's stead. So that features royalty. And I'm pretty sure from everything that I've heard about Throne of Glass that it will feature the Chosen One trope. So that will meet that one as well. So that is my Because We Can Readathon TBR, Throne of Glass and Reflections. Now, as to the rest of my April reading plans, for the majority of April, I will not have a TBR. And the reason for that is because from the 24th of April through to the 22nd of May is the Eurovisionathon readathon. So I'm going to be going in that readathon. That is a 4-month-long readathon, but because Eurovision itself is not in a standard calendar month, it will stretch for a non-standard calendar month. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is, because I had the Because We Can readathon in the week before the Eurovision starts, and then there's only 2 weeks before that, I decided not to do a TBR for those first 2 weeks. Do the Because We Can readathon TBR and then do another TBR for Eurovisionathon. So I'm planning on doing my TBR game to help me decide what books I'll be reading for Eurovisionathon, but it just seemed like, because it's only a week long and because I did find 2 books that would meet all of the prompts for the Because We Can readathon, that it didn't make a lot of sense to do my game for that TBR as well. For the other 2 weeks, I do have quite a few buddy reads as per usual these days that I need to do during April, so I'm hoping to get quite a few of those read in the first couple of weeks of April. And those are, first of all, the 2 non-booktube buddy reads, shall we say, with my friends Alison and Michelle. So Alison and I have been reading Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. As you can see, we are about a third of the way through, so that will continue on into April. We're both really enjoying it, but we tend to take it quite a bit slower, partly because we're very busy and partly because it just makes life a bit easier for everyone. So that will continue on into April. I'm also buddy reading with Michelle The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. It's on another shelf and I'm too lazy to go and get it, but anyway, we're about a third of the way through that as well, and so we'll continue on into April also. We would like to get it done the first couple of weeks of April, so we are hoping that we will do that. We're doing pretty well so far, but yeah, it'll continue into April. Then with Connor and Helen from Helen's Bookhaven, who is also the host of the Eurovisionathon Readathon, I will put the Twitter for Eurovisionathon as well as Helen's channel in the description below, and of course Connor's as well. We will be reading Throne of Glass. No, that's not true. We'll be reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas in that first week. So this is my box set here that I received from Michelle a few weeks ago. Court of Thorns and Roses is in there. But yes, so we'll be reading that. Then with Brooke from Brooke's Books, again, channel in the description below. I should just say that anyone's channel that I discuss here is in the description below. We will be reading Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. I'm a little bit nervous about this one because, as I've mentioned in a few videos in the past, this is a book that I read in high school that I hated. But that was like over 20 years ago. And also, I've heard quite a few different booktubers talk about how much they like Tess of the D'Urbervilles, so I really want to read it and see whether I have matured a little bit or changed my reading taste enough that I will now enjoy the book. So Brooke and I are going to read that one during April as well. And then the final buddy read that I will be doing, which will probably take all of April just because it is a non-fiction and I don't tend to read non-fiction very quickly, so I hope this works for my buddy readers. And that is Don't Touch My Hair by Emma Dabiri. So this is a look at racism through the lens of Black women's hair. So it's looking at the fetishization of Black women, particularly through their hair. So that'll be really interesting. I don't really know too much more about it than that. I've heard amazing things about it from a number of different people, so I am really looking forward to that. I'll be reading this with Scott and Nelle from Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, so I'm really excited for that as well. That will be my first buddy read with Scott and Nelle and my first buddy read with Brooke, so I'm really excited to see how we go there. That will be really, really fun, and yeah, I'm really excited about all those books as well. So lastly, I just want to mention also that I don't think I will end up with any punishments for April because I only had 3 books that were technically part of my TBR game. I haven't started the last one, which is Frost Heart by Jamie Littler, which is also just behind me here, but I've got a few days left of March. I only have to start the book in that month for it to not get me to have a punishment, and also it's quite a short middle grade, so I will definitely at least start it. I expect I'll actually finish it, so I don't think I'll have any punishments that will go into the Eurovisionathon, which is when I'll be doing my next round of my own TBR game, Roll of Reads. However, I will let you know when that actually comes around and when I film that. Anyway guys, that is my Because We Can Readathon TBR and some other reading plans that I have for April. If you are taking part in the Because We Can Readathon, please comment below and let me know. If you have a TBR video or tweet or Instagram post or anything like that, please comment below with the details for that so I can go and have a look. I'm really intrigued to see what everyone else is reading and how everyone else is approaching this Disney themed readathon. Thank you so much to Kat, Jenna and Kat. As ever, you have provided a very fun sounding readathon, so I'm really, really excited to dive into the readathon. Sorry, I just realised I haven't said when it is, so I should do that. The Because We Can Readathon is from the 12th to the 18th of April. Anyway, let me know if you will be joining me and what you'll be reading, like I said, in the comments below. Anyway guys, that's it from me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.